So with that, then after our Bears soliloquy, we can move on to the team that the Bears faced this past week, facing them being the Houston Texans, facing one of the hotter teams in the NFL, another unexpected team that's overachieved, if you want to say that, in these first 2 weeks, coming off a win over the NFC champions. It's the Minnesota Vikings facing Houston Texans at home. So, this is probably a game that the Texans expected to win fairly easily. They still very well could do that. I know that I think Jordan, is Justin Jefferson out, or is he questionable at this point?
No, he's going to be good to go.
He'll be good to go? Okay,
but,
well,
Addison
Justin Jefferson
is out.
Okay, well, there you go. So Addison is out. I don't know. Justin Jefferson's the major X factor, right? I mean, he can change the game solely on his own. But I don't know how much Sam Darnold is going to be able to do if they're triple teaming Justin Jefferson, or if they're completely taking him out of the game, not allowing any 97-yard post routes that just turn the game on its head and, are the definition of game-breaking plays. So I think this Texans defense is solid enough across the board where they should be able to limit those plays. And I don't think that the Vikings defense is really the star of their show so far, right? That's what's kept them unbeaten through these first 2 weeks, is how they've been able to step up. But this Texans offense is absolutely one of the best in the NFL. And CJ Stroud looked, even with only the one touchdown against the Bears, he still looked unstoppable when it came to moving that offense down the field to get into field goal range for a guy who might be the best kicker in the NFL at this point, for my money, with Fairbairn. I mean, it's going to be hard to argue against it after seeing what he was able to do in that game against the Bears, just ripping it from 60 yards like it's routine, like it's a PAT. So I think just it all goes back to how talented this Texans team is. They have CJ Stroud at quarterback. The Vikings have Justin Jefferson, but they also have Sam Darnold. I don't believe that Sam Darnold is going to be able to take it to go both blow for blow with CJ Stroud. I have the Texans winning this game, and I think that they'll probably win it comfortably, as good as the Vikings have looked. What about you, Christian?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to disagree with you here. I think Minnesota is going to actually upset the Texans playing at home. I think we saw on Sunday, everyone's saying how good CJ looks, and he does look great, but I do think he did get in some situations where he had trouble moving the ball downfield. I'm sure he's going to figure it out eventually. The big concern for me on their offensive side is the center position. I wish we would have taken a bit more advantage of it on Sunday as a Chicago fan, but going forward, if Jared Patterson is going to start at center, he looks like he's going to be a big hole in that offensive line. And Brian Flores has done a great job so far this season on the defensive side. I think they'll take advantage of that. And I do think he'll be able to take probably not Nico Collins, but at least Diggs and Dell out of the game. Nico Collins is a monster. He's like Andre Johnson. But he's a monster.
Kind of came out of nowhere too. I mean, he's just came out of nowhere as one of the
number one guy,
in the NFL. Yeah,
but he's the real deal,
like Mike Evans. Yeah,
right. So I do love them, but I think the Vikings have a great team. I think their ability to run the ball is really what makes that offense go. Justin Jefferson's always going to pop off a big play at least once or twice a game. I think they keep it close enough, and I think they win this game mainly because I think their offense is still explosive. I think another hole that I saw on Sunday night, even though it wasn't much of a hole, was their linebacking core. Al-Shaair, first of all, he should have been ejected from the game, but I don't know how consistently you find him to be that number one linebacker. So I think they're going to take advantage of him. I think if you look at the matchup between him and Aaron Jones, if they get Aaron Jones isolated with either of those linebackers, El Shair or To'o, I think Aaron Jones is going to take advantage of those matchups. I think they're going to win this game.
So, wow, that would be the Vikings at the top of the NFC North, unbeaten after 3 weeks.
Yeah. And shout out Blake Cashman as well. Blake Cashman, linebacker. Dog.
Sure. Yeah. No, Brian Flores, I won't question Brian Flores' ability to field a great defense. And the way that team can blitz and the way they can pressure a young quarterback, it's making me nervous for some of those games we had penciled as easy wins as Bears fans down the line, because this Vikings defense is looking legit and they look like they know how to blitz the quarterback. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I still think the Texans are going to win that game because I just don't want to bet against C.J. Stroud, and I've seen how talented that team is. And I think that Danielle Hunter and Stephon Diggs, I just have a feeling they both will have huge games against their former team.
Their former
happens
team.
all the time in the NFL, but they're familiar with the team at some level. I think Diggs has been a couple of years now, but Danielle Hunter was with them last year, so he's got some familiarity there. Danielle Hunter will probably at least have a big game. And we'll see. C.J. Stroud is a good enough quarterback that Stephon Diggs might have a revenge game too. So that'll be my prediction. Big game from Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter. Revenge game to win this game for the Texans. So you got the Vikings. I got the Texans. It's a tough game to predict.
That'll be a good matchup too. Yeah. Danielle Hunter and Anderson versus Darisaw and O'Neal, the tackles on Minnesota, will be a really exciting matchup.
Yeah, the Vikings quietly have a good team to start this season against a lot of people's expectations.